Star-Spangled Banner. Please welcome Danny Barbar.
Let's go! Proving them wrong, they thinking I can't. I'ma keep going, don't care what it takes. Feeling the love, I'm feeling the hate. Ay. Don't care what they say, hungry enough, taking respect. I earned it enough, never too much, enough ain't enough. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Let's go! Proving them wrong, they thinking I can't. I'ma keep going, don't care what it takes. Feeling the love, I'm feeling the hate. Ay. Don't care what they say, hungry enough, taking respect. I earned it enough, never too much, enough ain't enough.
Damon is trying to talk to you.
Let's go. Proving them wrong, they thinking I can't. I'ma keep going, don't care what it takes. Feeling the love, I'm feeling the hate. Ay. Don't care what they say, hungry enough, taking respect. I earned it enough, never too much, enough ain't enough.
Damon, this is going to be fun.
Everyone else. Saturday in South Beach, week 3 continues of Unrivaled. Tonight, final at 2-2, faces winless Mist, looking for its first victory at 0-4. We had an excellent night last night to kickstart week 3. Brianna Stewart, co-founder, looking to get back on track. Ryan Howard in the building. All the stars out to shine here at Wayfair Arena. You're watching Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. And we say hello, Brendan Glasheen with Sarah Kustok. We have Allie LaForce joining us on the sidelines. Let's talk about bigs, because bigs are so crucial to 3-on-3. Sometimes, Sarah, you get one big on the floor, they've got to hold down the fort. For Mist, it's Brianna Stewart.
Stewie's getting her legs back under her. She's been excellent every time out, and it's always continuing to evolve because we know the player that she is and how much she brings to the table, can score at all 3 levels, and how she's been able to work the inside-outside game is spacing the floor and opening so much up. What she wants to do is rip it and run post in this fast-paced play. That is exactly how she can be most productive. On the other side of things, when it comes to the vinyl, they are thrilled to have De'Erica Hamby back. It's not only about the production, what jumps out to you there, those steals where she's averaging so much in her activity and her energy, but it's the vocal leadership and her ability to anchor so much of what vinyl want to do on both ends of the floor with her experience.
Hamby top 5 in Unrivaled in rebounding and scoring, #1 in steals per game. A wrinkle for vinyl. Jordan Canada gets the start in the backcourt with Arike Ogunbowale. For Mist, going with this bigger wing lineup, Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart, the former teammates, championships in Seattle. They're out there with Rakia Jackson, 1 year into her professional career, only fine-tuning her skills here in Miami. Those are your starting units. Our officials tonight. Blanca Burns is our crew chief. Jacob Budnick is our referee, and Andrew Casas, our umpire. Sarah, what do you make of the wrinkle? Canada in for Ryan Howard, who's coming off the bench tonight.
Well, they're looking to get back in the win column. I like the idea of Canada organizing things on the offensive end, what she brings defensively. And as we know, Ryan Howard is a scorer, Arike Ogunbowale is a scorer. So staggering both of those and bringing Ryan in as a reserve, I think could be a great threat here to a Mist team that you know is hungry for a win.
Howard averaging 17.5 points per game. Mist in search of its first win at 0-4. Vinyl started 2-0, has lost its last 2. Both teams with a week off. And away we go. Canada to orchestrate the offense. 7-year pro out of UCLA. Feeds Hamby 15 feet from the basket. Ogunbowale curls it back. Hamby attacking Stewart. Couldn't bank it in. The first quarter is commercial free. It's brought to you by Wayfair. Post entry, Stewart, high-low to Jackson.
Exploiting the mismatch, you said it out of the gates, Brendan. The size and length of the Mist are evident with this group.
Jackson at 6'2", Stewart at 6'4". Yes. Phil Handy's excited about that size differential and just their athleticism out there.
And these 3, they can get to the basket and get downhill. They can also stretch you out from the 3-point line. You got shooters at every single position. That's a lot to handle on the offensive side.
Hamby has Rakia Jackson as a matchup denied by Jackson. Poised on the defensive end of the floor, 2.2 to shoot.
Switchability to go along with it. A great job there by Jackson. Staying vertical, holding her ground, but also having some quick hands to reach over.
Lloyd with the interception, flings it ahead to Stewart. Up fake, off balance Jay, too strong. 1 minute gone by in this 7-minute opening quarter. 3 quarters of 7 minutes and an untimed fourth quarter. Hamby sets the feet, knocks down a 3. First 3 for Hamby at Unrivaled. Missed her first 3 attempts from distance. 34% this past year with the LA Sparks. And a foul away from the basket.
And this continues to be just a feel-out process at the start of games for a lot of these players and the coaches of how the game exactly is going to be officiated and how physical you can be.
Pick and roll. Stewart does the roll, but could not convert. down the runway. 5 points. All of them for Vinyl belong to De'Erica Hamby.
And she's showcasing a little bit of everything.
Won a bronze medal in Paris with Team USA, 3x3. Canada picks up her second in the first 90 seconds.
Quick on the push after the miss, and she's surveying the floor. You can see there that she's looking exactly who she wants to dish it off to. And instead, no one picks her up, does not pick the ball early. She realizes she has a clear lane for herself.
Normally, Jordan Canada knows when to gamble. Two-time steals leader in the WNBA, all defensive performer. Leads to one free throw worth 2 for Jewel Lloyd, 10-year veteran out of Notre Dame. The Gold Mamba converts and missed is within 1. Gumbawale and Lloyd, a fun matchup today in our first game of 2. Hamby, slippery with the left hand. All 7 Vinyl points belong to Hamby. Jackson tees up a 3. Sellout crowd here at Wayfair Arena in Miami. At Media Pro, Ogumbawale flips it, stolen by Stewart. Propelling the break. Accelerates to the basket.
Canada just had let her go by. Obviously aware of the 2 fouls that she has.
Long board to Canada. Bounce pass into Hamby, a foul on Lloyd.
Foul on Lloyd, her first.
Credit to Vinyl. They've done a nice job in how they've been attacking. A lot of it has started on the defensive end, though it feels like the Mist have missed a few shots that they're accustomed to making, in particular Brianna Stewart. There was a few that you would typically see go through, but overall off of that, Vinyl has been on the run.
Hamby hits now 6 of 9 at the line. When we talked to Teresa Witherspoon this morning, she said there are going to be times when you do the work for 2 people, and that's the difference maker Hamby is as a conductor, as an anchor defensively. Just puts everybody in the right place. Jackson places it up and in. It's a 1-point game. Canada blows by and scores on the up and under.
And that's an example where, you know, with Jewel Lloyd, you're normally used to having some backside help.
Stewart short. Let's welcome in the 3rd member of our crew, Allie LaForce.
Hey, I wanted to jump in on the Hamby conversation. You talk about her leadership. She's constantly leading with her body. She actually told us, your body is going to follow your mind. So I try to talk about everything I'm doing. So she leads with her mind. Her body follows. But she did say her leadership skills and being more vocal, being able to have some of those tough conversations is primary focus in this league for her, because she said it's difficult in a 5-on-5 setting with a bigger team. But she said because it's a smaller team in a group that's very, very responsive and wants to learn in this setting, it's helping her leadership grow.
So instrumental, and she'll have a big leadership role once again in Los Angeles, growing those skills. She's been vocal about that with this 10 weeks in Miami.
Well, with Aaliyah Boston at the scorers table getting ready to check in, she talked about that with us today and just how she's been able to learn from her.
Staying here, Stewart touched it last. Teresa Witherspoon, the only unrivaled coach with WNBA playing experience, spent 8 years in the W, 7 in New York, 1 with the Sparks with our friend Lisa Leslie. First minutes for Aaliyah Boston and Ryan Howard checking in. As for Mist, without Dejanay Carrington, so they go 5 deep today. Vandersloot and Aaliyah Edwards join Jackson. See how Ryan Howard embraces the bench role today. Takes the 3, makes the 3.
So the matchups are different, and different looks for her and who may be guarding her. As you see quickly out of the gate, she may have more opportunities here with this second unit.
One of the nicknames of the teams down here, you got the Ghost Gang and Phantom, but the Goggle Gang, Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray, teammates in Atlanta. Nice post move, split the defense, Edwards. 17-12, 2.5 to go in the first. Ogumbawale, the slip, Boston, spin, could not lay it in.
Excellent footwork.
Vandersloot, the burst, the feed to Edwards, and 1.
Vandersloot, so crafty, just turns the corner here, and as she draws over Boston, that's where Edwards has an opportunity with a Gumbawale over her back. As the weeks progress, games progress, getting more practices, you can continue to see how these players start to understand the nuances of what other teams like to do defensively, off of those ball screens, off the DHOs, and because of it, when they're going to get a mismatch.
Howard came up firing, board to Vandersloot. Keep going to the hot hand. Edwards missed the lay. 2v2 with the Gumbawale matched up by Vandersloot. Fall away jumper. Box out by Jackson.
A great one.
Galloping the other way, Rakia Jackson. A lottery pick last summer. Fall away jumper. The contest by both teams stout early on. Howard wants to enter it. Boston the catch. But a foul on Vandersloot. Had a hold of Boston as the ball was entered.
And again, you got an empty backside in a great job by Boston recognizing that she had size, was demanding the basketball as the pass was trying to go over the top.
Finals started today's game 5 for its first 8, now 1 for its last 6. Held to a season low 57 points in its loss to Lunar Owls. Shot just 34% from the floor. There's a pep in their step today. Boston, that's all day. Burrell with the dish. 5-point lead for Vinyl Basketball Club. Vandersloot. Trickery with the pass. Jab step, lobbing, Edwards. Mature roll.
And same deal, we continue to see these ball handlers recognize that they can get the passes over to the top, the opposite side, the weak side of the lane, because of the lack of help.
Boston looking to fling it over. Edwards, yes. And a free throw to come.
Good action on the inside. Both these players have been battling. Boston holding on her pivot foot, realizes she's receiving some contact and puts it up.
Aaliyah Boston, former #1 overall pick, rookie of the year, started in the All-Star game as a rookie. Just a joy to talk to today. And they won't even say a future in the TV biz. She's already doing it big right now.
She is doing it big.
She's enjoying her role in television. Stewart, footwork solid. Ray Burrell, one of 3 sparks in this matchup. Missed the floater, numbers for missed. Vandersloot inside to Stewart, but denied at the rim. A foul is called. It's on Boston. She thought that whistle was late.
And tough to tell, 3-on-2, so they had an advantage as Burrell was down at the other end coming back. Felt like Boston played that middle ground nicely before Sloot got the pass over the top.
Brianna Stewart, 8 for 13 at the line this year. This is worth 2. Missed within 1. Eight points for Stewart in the opening quarter. Boston, high post. Burrell comes around the screen. Another set by Boston on the roll. Deflection. Edwards with an excellent opening quarter. Stewart to the rack. Fouled again. This time it's Howard.
Miss has been looking to run. And they're doing a nice job of it. Some of it has come off of whether it's steals, deflections. And I think we talked about this quite a bit yesterday, for all of these teams figuring out striking the right balance between playing at a fast pace, looking to push, finding those fluid shots in the open court, and then when you're going to try and slow it down a little bit to run a set.
First lead since it was 2-0 missed in the opening minutes. 22-21. Aaliyah Edwards with an impressive quarter. Remember, she started half and came off the bench in half of her games as a rookie in Washington. Has mastered her role. Howard on the contested jumper. Rebound to Edwards. 6 points, 4 boards in the quarter. Stewart with 10 points for missed. and a 1-point lead for the last remaining winless team at Unrivaled. Hungry for victory. We're off and running. It's Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy.
Let's go.
Unrivaled on TruTV is brought to you by Great Taste, 96 calories, Miller Lite, tastes like Miller time. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. 1 quarter down in game 1 of our doubleheader on this Saturday. Missed with a 1-point lead. Brianna Stewart and company in search of their first win of the season, 0-4. While Ray Burrell and Vinyl hope to get back above 500. Started 2-0, has dropped its last 2 games. Stewart, the spin, Brianna Stewart. That was pretty.
Nice way to get things started. We talk about that so much. You know that Brianna Stewart's going to get her legs under her, refine everything. She's taking a little time there before coming back here and getting herself back acclimated and touching a basketball, getting used to just exactly the rhythm she wants to play at. So it will come. There is no question about that. She's already started to show it.
Vandersloot drives by Burrell, leaves it for Edwards. 8 points, 4 rebounds for Aaliyah Edwards. Really impressive start to this game. If you've never watched Edwards play, she has gold and purple braids to honor the late Kobe Bryant, her late brother Jermaine as well. A tradition she has kept since her days at UConn. And that time she gives up the body.
Her strong play just comes from her positionally understanding angles, timing, spacing, being in the right place. We've mentioned so much as veteran leaders on groups, her experience that those can bring, and she is a constant sponge of talking to so many of these players, but how well she's playing off Vandersloot and Stewart has been evident, and a big part of that has been that spacing.
And hello to those of you watching on TSN+. Edwards was thrilled about that, the Ontario native. Howard fires a deep tray, made her first one, tracks down the miss, attacks, and draws the foul.
Foul on court.
Last trip down, Howard picked up her second foul. This time, she earns the free throw.
Taking it to the basket off of this play. And even the last game in the loss to the Owls, struggling to really find some of her footing and her shots, the looks that she's getting. And it feels that way early here today. So sometimes after making that first three and then missing a few, get into the basket, get into the free throw line, whatever you can do to try and get yourself back into a rhythm and see the ball go through the hoop will certainly help, especially a scorer like her.
Free throw worth 2. Howard gets a breather, Canada back in. Ryan Howard, a half-court shot enthusiast, as we found out this morning. Final shoot around.
I feel like most players are half-court enthusiasts.
Yeah. Ryan Howard really runs the show when it comes to that.
That she does.
Jewel Lloyd, haven't said her name much so far today. Her first 3 of the night, first field goal for Lloyd. It's a 13-2 missed run, leading by 6.
And I think that's why, in some ways, it's surprising that this team has not gotten a win yet this season. Look at the talent, you look at the players.
It's the 5th offensive rebound for Vinyl. Canada can't make it on the second chance opportunity. Lloyd playing very free after the big news at the end of last week. Big smile on her face, locked in, 5 straight for Lloyd. Stays in front of Arike. Arike Agumbawale for 3, way off. Missed, looking for more, up by 8. 15-2 run, a foul committed by Canada. That's her 3rd, first on Vinyl as a club here in the 2nd. Well, you mentioned it earlier how Stewart has been getting her legs under her. There's more momentum for her right now. How about the fact that she comes up to us in her warm-ups and says, yeah, it's kind of nice. We had a week off, and they seemed antsy and ready to play today. And it's looked like that in the first half. Rakia Jackson, my goodness.
I think there's always that give and take of having enough time off, but not so much as you do. You want to get back on the court.
Hamby sticks with it. Much needed for Vinyl. Hamby had 9 in the first quarter, up to 11 points. Jackson playing a game of around the world. Ball back to Vinyl.
And Jackson's gone to that quite a bit. We saw it at the free throw line. You see it there in the mid-range of penetration and then the turnaround one-legged fadeaway. You got to make sure that you're getting to your spot and have your legs under you in a way that you get that off cleanly.
Lethal crossover by Canada. Wants to enter it in the post for Hamby. 4 straight for Hamby.
And that's easy for teams. Again, we keep talking about no backside help.
Lloyd is fouled, and that's the 4th on Jordan Canada. And she voices displeasure.
Significant considering it's still the second quarter. She's making sure the officials know.
Teaspoon with the stare down of the official. So Howard's back in. Lloyd at the strike, missed as a club, 3 for 4 at the line. 9 points for Lloyd. 35-27. Second game of our doubleheader features Rose and Laces here on TruTV. We get a rematch in terms of teams now seeing each other for a second time. For the first time here. Hamby on the second chance. Those opportunities now are piling up for Vinyl.
Official timeout.
And Hamby has been such a major factor in this, how she's been able to anticipate it, and just the aggressiveness of going after the play. You see the ball bouncing around, gets a little scoop, and cuts his deficit to just 6 for Vinyl.
February 1st marks the start of Black History Month, and at Unrivaled, they will celebrate Black history in women's basketball all month long. We reflect on the trailblazers who broke barriers and paved way for a league like this to exist. Stop by Wayfair Arena if you have not done so to come check out the game, but also the great display here in Miami. Final and missed game one of this Saturday doubleheader. Teresa Weatherspoon making her case. Her point guard, Jordan Canada, got the start today in place of Howard on the bench with 4 fouls. 35-29, missed leading in search of its first win.
And Teaspoon talked a lot about Jordan Canada being their tone setter. She said, I love the pieces of our team because everyone complements one another so well and what they bring to the table, and probably a big reason why she wanted Canada to start.
Well, Leah Boston just got teed up. This is a technical free throw, so 1-point free throw for Lloyd. Missed it. Here's some murmurs in the crowd. Ball don't lie. You a believer in the ball don't lie thing?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
No question. But it's I think as we continue to watch as weeks go by, just striking the right balance of, because this is the best players in the world, the competitiveness of it, how aggressive they have been. And so what it looks like and how physical you can play, but also making sure it's still the cleanliness and the legality of the rules of the game.
Hamby for 3. Ogumbawale the find, her 3rd assist.
Keep feeding Hamby. Man, it doesn't matter where she's been. She has been highly efficient here tonight.
18 in the game for Hamby. Looking for more, up to 20. And 1. First half 20-piece for De'Erica Hamby.
Miss still have a 1-point lead here. Hamby has an opportunity to help Vinyl take it, but the strong take in transition right at Lloyd. And there's an opportunity. I know Vinyl have not been happy and pick up a text. Sometimes that, though, can motivate you in a different way, and it's where you channel those emotions and making sure those emotions bring you in a place that you can maybe find some higher execution.
Just like that, we're tied up, 35-35. Mist had a 1-point edge at the end of one, but then extended its lead. Ogumbawale, low defensive stance, all up in Rickea Jackson. Now Stewart wants to work, double team, slings it out of bounds. That's the defensive pressure Teresa Weatherspoon is looking for.
Defensive pressure, also you just see a miscommunication there. We talk about players' tendencies, playing with one another. Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart back together as teammates, but Lloyd was cutting along the baseline, thought she was gonna get backdoor. Brianna Stewart thinks she's going to stay at the 3-point line. A big part of that, though, is Hamby's recognition of when to throw the double on.
Well, to your point, impressively, just the first turnover committed by Mist, while Vinyl has 5.
From the corner. Hey, hey, hey! Two side. Two side.
Phil Handy giving instruction. Has aspirations to be a head coach. 3-time champion as an assistant coach in the NBA. Jackson spin move, connects. 8 for Rickea Jackson. Stewart denying the passing lane. Arike lofts it up. Foul by Vandersloot.
Foul on Courtney Vandersloot, her 3rd.
A little bit of a late whistle there. You can see some frustration from Vandersloot. I do think, though, she got the arm of Ogumbawale as she was driving in and getting to the front of the rim.
Both teams with 3 team fouls. Vandersloot picked up her 3rd personal. Arike at the line for the first time tonight. Now just 3 for 4 on the year. 5 points for Ogumbawale with 4 assists. Vandersloot is stopped at the rim by Arike. Crossover, gonna kick it and reverse it behind the back. Hamby attacking, denied by Stewart, but she stepped on the end line. 8 seconds to shoot for Vinyl. We highlighted off the top the bigs, their importance Hamby and Stewart, defensive enforcers for their clubs.
And the versatility they both bring to the table.
Hamby got the step, driving inside, stuck with the play. She's hit with a travel.
She was hoping, based on her reaction, that was actually an and one for the whistle. Yeah, like the initial move and the patience of the shot fake getting to the basket. That's the where you had mentioned it. Travels on that play, but they've got to work to keep her off the glass.
Vandersloot somehow squeezed it over her, and then Stewart steals the inbound. Howard tries to give Vinyl the lead. Offensive board, Hamby. Howard is down on the ground right now for Vinyl as Hamby shoots from a rear, and we get an injury timeout for Ryan Howard.
Come on, man. And we got a fast break.
Howard got to her feet, trying to wave off the medical staff and her bench, and then she went back down. Now she's walking again. She's insisting that she can stay in the game.
She's laboring. She keeps waving it off, but you can see the pain on her face. And so with a different gait that she's walking with, I'm not sure what exactly happened, if it was how she came down with it, bending at her knees after that shot.
Slight bend of the knees 2 times to stretch it out. Final down 2, Lloyd. Orange sneaks matched up with the green neon of Arike. Stewart stopped at the elbow. Howard coming up the other end. Agumbawale for 3. Stewart grabs the board, her 6th. Crisp chest pass to Jackson. Step back 3 is cash money for Rakia. 11 for Jackson. She talked to us about that today, about mastering that 3-point shot.
And she's been working on it. Last game, last Saturday against Rose, she didn't hit a 3-point shot, but she's stepping into it and shooting it with confidence.
Missed by 5. Agumbawale, the blow by. Arike with 7. Missed can hold for the final shot of this first half. Lloyd spinning. Lloyd fires. Stewart thinks she may have missed her there on the baseline, but all good. Missed a lead by 3 at recess. Looking for the first victory of its season. Meanwhile, Vinyl tries to climb above 500. Big half for Hamby, 21 points. Stewart with 12 points and 6 boards. Unrivaled halftime, presented by Ford, is coming up next here in Miami.
Unrivaled Halftime is brought to you by Ford. Built Ford proud.
Ford halftime show, Angel Reese and Rose taking on Laces right after this game here tonight at Wayfair Arena. Allie LaForce caught up with the captain, Chelsea Gray.
Well, Chelsea, thank you so much for taking the time to preview Game 2 coming up. It has all the makings to be a really incredible matchup. You guys are eager to add a win to the column. You played this team recently, and they want to avenge that tough loss from last night. So when you look up the matchup, where can you have the edge?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go small sometimes, so we have some bigs being able to roll down. Our pace just has to pick up. And then not as much slippage defensively. They can all shoot the basketball, so have to be on point there.
How are you managing not just the physical extra energy it takes on 3-3, but the extra mental energy as well? And is the team figuring it out?
Yeah, taking time to have peace with it and just stay together. And at the end of the day, have fun doing it. I know nobody wants to lose. Nobody's out there trying to lose. So trying to get better in the moment. And so, we might be going through it now, but hopefully we string some wins together.
A future bright star, Jackie Young, also one of your teammates. You're facing her. What do you have to say about this matchup here?
Yeah, we're friends and stuff and teammates, but she's not really my teammate tonight.
Exactly. No, it has to be strange, but you'll go at her, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, good luck, and thanks for the preview.
Thank you so much.
Goody, Jackie against Chelsea for the first time here in Miami. Ford halftime continues when we come back.
My bad on that. Hey, do you want to switch that? Right. Stay with. There you go. Hey, get it. Go ball screen. Ball screen.
Enrique doing her thing, leading Vinyl as team captain. Welcome back. We're getting set for the second half. Brendan Glasheen with Sarah Kustok. We'll have Allie LaForce updating us on the sidelines. for Mist, shooting one of its best clips in a half this year at 52% from the floor. Outside of guarding De'Erica Hamby, they did almost everything right in that first half.
And a lot of things that they did good early, and a big part of this game has been ball protection, both taking care of the basketball and also making sure that you're taking quality looks that allow you to get those runouts. But overall for the Mist, a team that is trying to get themselves in the win column, that's going to be very critical in how you do handle Hamby and what you can try to do to slow her down a little bit, despite the fact that she's got compliments of so many scorers and playmakers around her.
A team that's combined for multiple championships like Stewart, Lloyd, Vandersloot, they've been there before. Let's take a look at our Miller Lite game summary. Vinyl doing a good job on the glass. They've racked up 8 offensive rebounds, not getting as many second chance points as they probably want to.
Yeah, not as many second chance points as they want to, but overall too, I think you look at the three-point shooting for these teams. Neither of these teams have shot the ball from deep particularly well throughout the course of this season, so it's going to be interesting to watch the second half. What does that look like, both in terms of volume and efficiency? But again, the number that jumps out to me on top of the rebounds is the turnovers. 6 of those for Vinyl. Mist got on them early, forced a bunch of those with steals. We're going to have to watch and see if they bring that same type of ball pressure and get in the passing lanes.
Allie, what did we learn from the coaches?
The second half starts now.
Well, Sarah, Coach Witherspoon had those turnovers on her mind. She said we absolutely cannot turn the ball over 6 times. It's unacceptable. But their main focus was actually defensively. She wants far more communication, hands out, just talking so their spacing is perfect and their game plan is executed. And for Coach Handy, he said stay aggressive is #1. Shot selection is key. It obviously affects them on the other end, and then rebounding first and foremost.
And that's such a big thing, is that shot selection. I think we're continuing to watch that. It's in some ways just as bad as a turnover when you're taking a poor shot and allowing those runouts.
Kia Jackson scoring over her LA teammate Ray Burrell, who gets the second half start with Canada in foul trouble. Ryan Howard coming off the bench. Nice shimmy there by Agumba Wale. Rebound to Lloyd. Numbers for Mist. Lloyd fouled by Hamby. Just her second.
Good push. For a team that can have so many players get downhill in the starting lineup with the Mist, that's what you want to see. We mentioned it out of the gates, the length that they present, and it's not to say that Vinyl don't have that as well, especially with Burrell here in this lineup. Take advantage of that, though, because you are going to have a respect from the three-point line once these players start making shots more consistently.
It's 11 points now for Lloyd, who really filled it up opening night. Mist had a big lead, set the winning score, and then Lunar Owls made a huge comeback. And Mist has not been able to win since. Burrell, beautiful cut. Hamby found her.
Excellent read. And she's talked about that, working on reading the defense. Jackson had her head turned.
Lloyd on the attack, nabbed by Hamby. De'Erica Hamby flips it in and out. Hamby's going to the line, 1 worth 2.
And another really nice rip and run by Hamby and grabbing the rebound, looking to push. She was trying to get it over Burrell, who had her jets on. But it was really nice defense overall for Stewart staying with her. It forced, though, Hamby to have a little bit more size coming up the court against Lloyd.
Hamby is now 3 for 3 at the free throw line, 23 points, a new season high. And still plenty of action to go in the first of 2 today on TruTV. Stewart fouled on the other end by Hamby. Suddenly her third.
Brianna Stewart to the line. She won for 2 points.
2 bigs that know how to absorb contact. We figured coming into this matchup, Stewart and Hamby would have to play big in their roles for each team to get a victory.
I will say it puts a lot in perspective for me to continue saying that Stu's getting it going and getting her rhythm back. She still has got 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, a block. Hamby's just been going to work, though, at the other end.
Now they're going at each other. 48-47. Lloyd flips with the left. No whistle. Vinyl with numbers. Hamby gives Vinyl the lead. Trading buckets, Stewart and Hamby. On the PHO. Jewel Lloyd, tough shot. Foul Enrique, her second.
Foul on Enrique Agumbawale, her second. Jewel Lloyd will shoot 1 for 2 points.
So Lloyd's at the line. All 3 starters for missed in double figures. Lloyd is 3 for 4. One worth 2. 50-49. Missed back in front. Third quarter so important in Unrivaled to set that winning score. Agumbawale was so open.
Again, an excellent read of the defense as Jackson dropped back. That's where the more that players are looking at these situations circumstantially, it is so much fun to watch how it's not just about the skill level, but also the intelligence and understanding of where you're going to pick your spots. And so much of that does come down to just reading how the defense is playing.
Phil Handy says these ladies have been working. We are right there, and they are creeping closer. Hamby, though, wants to get final. Back above 500, a double-double for De'Erica Hamby. 29 points. The lead continues to flip-flop. Hamby with rebound number 11. Her absence last week so imperative, and she is proving why.
They're not keeping her away from the basket. I know that's a simple thing to say, but she has just got there every time.
So how do you do that?
Well, in some cases, you try and pick her up earlier because she's been initiating the offense. She's running it through her. There also is respect you have to pay to Agumbawale. And this is where it becomes challenging with the spacing because you have to, in many ways, stay attached. And she's got strength, she's got size, she's got smarts. So she realizes that. And so whether it's off a break or whether it's just, in some ways, bully balling down to the inside, she's got a skill set enough that she can get there, and then she's got the size to finish.
Such a credible voice for Teresa Weatherspoon to lean on. 10 straight vinyl points by Hamby.
Just keep playing.
Now Burrell's got a shot here at the free throw line. Now a perfect 4 for 4 here at Unrivaled. Burrell with 6. 15 bench points from vinyl. Ryan Howard off the pine today. She's back in there. Stewart lobs it off the window. Timeout on the floor. This has been such a neck-and-neck game. Each team once built a lead larger than 7, but it's a 1-point contest. De'Erica Hamby doing her thing, 31-11. It's Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy.
Let's go.
Unrivaled on TruTV is brought to you by Ford, built Ford proud, and by Brooks. Vinyl clings to a 1-point lead, 55-54 here at the Wayfair Arena in Miami. Some members of Vinyl in foul trouble. They have leaned on veteran De'Erica Hamby, including her 12 of 17 in this game. Hamby is shooting 65% now in 4 games in Miami, Florida.
And it's that level of the initiation, just getting Vinyl into what they want to run, how they want to run, the pace of that. We talked so much of her being an anchor on the defensive side. Offensively, though, that's been a major factor, especially with Canada on the bench in foul trouble.
Vandersloot into the ball game, strong on the jumper. Rebound Hamby, her 12th. See if Howard can get going. Hit her first 3 attempted. And almost got the M1. Foul by Stewart. That's just her first.
Foul on Brianna Stewart, her first.
You just feel the intensity oozing from the bench. Enrique and Ray Burrell chatting it up.
For 2 points.
Howard 1 for 5 from the floor, 1 for 4 from 3. Now 2 for 2 at the line, 7 points. How and when can Howard find a rhythm? Even though you want to keep feeding Hamby, she's so hot right now.
Well, there's a balance to that because she's going to get her looks, but it's about continuing to stay engaged. You like that on the defensive side.
Good look for Hamby.
And some of it, too, was just movement off the basketball, the aggressiveness to take shots.
57-56. Howard for 3. Tracks down her own miss. And she'll roll it out. Allie LaForce with Rakia Jackson of missed.
Well, Rakia, this game has been neck and neck, 2 extremely physical, competitive teams. What are you looking to give your team the edge?
We just got to do the little things, share the ball, play good defense. I thought we been playing pretty good defense. Good job, Sloop. So, yeah, just those 2 things.
Defensively, you forced 7 turnovers. What's the strategy there?
Just staying down, not going for their shots, letting certain people shoot threes. Like, we're okay with living with that.
This league has been so interactive with the players and the coaches. When you subbed out, you and Coach Handy had a nice conversation. You were working some things out. What was the focus there? What was the primary part of that combo?
Just the little things. Coach Handy and I have a great relationship, so just telling him what I see out there.
Thanks for your time. He needs you. Thanks.
Good stuff from Rakia Jackson. She's really leaned on the veteran core of Mist.
It's been a big part of it, and I think that's why there is patience from her, from Phil Handy, that they do have the pieces. They are going to put it together. But you would ask about Ryan Howard. I like that now. This is her 3rd trip now to the free throw line. You look at the rest of her shot selection and distribution, and so much of it was from the 3-point line. She's taken 6 shots. 5 of those are threes, which she's made 1, and part of that is catching the rhythm.
Edwards on the other end, she's up to 10 points off the bench for Mist. And for Vinyl coming in an 80% free throw shooting team as a group. 8 of 9 in this game today. Turnover by Mist. Canada makes the catch. Deception, driving and scoring. Lead back to Vinyl.
Nice response, because I was going to say that was initially an excellent defensive play by Edwards, but going a little bit too fast, forcing the turnover.
We had just a handful of lead changes at the end of the first half. We're now up to 8 for the game. 1:09 to go in the 3rd. Winning score right now would be set by Vinyl. The team leading after 3, tack on 11 points. That's how you determine the winning score. You want to be the team doing that. So this next 105 is crucial.
And too, just to try and string together some really solid possessions. It feels like the game has been disjointed in a way of having some nice possessions after one another and then just not really coming away with the look you want.
Lloyd off the mark. Rebound, Hamby, her 14th. Cross-court pass. Howard, the jab. Thinking about her move on the attack. Ryan Howard for 2. Getting to the cup.
Glad she did not settle for a 3. Get there, because she can. She can get downhill. She's got size.
6'2", 3 years deep into her pro career out of Kentucky. 63-62, 35 seconds. Vinyl could go for a 2 for 1. Canada trying to bully with the basketball, falling away. Rebound to Hamby, lays it up and in. On the 11th offensive rebound for Vinyl, Hamby up to 33 points. The unrivaled record set by co-founder Nafisa Collier. She had 37 last week. We still have a whole 4th quarter.
What's up?
We discussed all those offensive boards in the first half for Vinyl. Now they're capitalizing on those opportunities.
Are you good to finish? Stewie, she's good. Let her finish it.
Phil Handy sticking with Aaliyah Edwards. She is okay to resume action with Vandersloot and Lloyd. Hamby, Howard, and Canada, the trio for Vinyl. Lloyd searching for the ball. Edwards takes matters into her own hands. Shimmy shake, pulls up. Aaliyah Edwards with confidence on the J.
Been impressive tonight and efficient. Now 6 of 7 from the field.
Vinyl right now determining that winning score. Howard flings it up. 76 is our winning score, determined by the team leading after 3. That is Vinyl up 1 at the end of 3 quarters. So Mist technically needs a comeback to get its first win of the season. We'll find out if they can do it in the 4th quarter. It's coming up, Unrivaled on TruTV. You're watching Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. All right, Sarah, I'm coming around on the swag serve. Coming around on it.
Let's go, get with it. Come on, B. You're gonna be down here. You are nearly a Miami resident here for 3 months. So you better learn. If you don't know yet, you better learn, boy.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have much of a choice. Nice secondary light show by the people.
This atmosphere and environment is so special, and it's been so much fun. An honor to just be a part of, to see the growth, all of it, and it goes to the fans, the crowd, everything, these players and coaches. But it's been really, really cool.
Right there with you, partner. 1-point lead for Vinyl. Stewart puts Mist ahead. Winning score is 76.
And we talked about just the momentum swings of this game, and so this is a very important time given the fact that it's so tight.
The 4th quarter is commercial free. It's brought to you by AT&T. A big stop for Mist, finally denying Hamby, but Edwards missed the layup. She's had such a great game, but Vandersloot picks her up.
What a filthy play by Vandersloot. Edwards misses a bunny, which is a tough one because of that look, and Vandersloot, the vet, picks it up.
Final began the year 2-0, in jeopardy of losing 3 in a row. But Mist in search of its first win. Edwards, the block. Here comes Stewart, looking to get her team to victory. It's a blocking foul on Burrell. In awe, it's meme material.
Well, Stewart was very patient in her turnaround, waiting on what that call is. Sometimes you see players quickly react to see if that was a block or a charge call. And are we going to get a challenge here?
Time out for a coach's challenge.
Coach's challenge by Teresa Witherspoon.
I'd be curious to see this again, because I think sometimes anytime a player goes down that hard, sometimes it has the appearance of looking like a charge more so than if they were set, what positioning they had, if there was any push off by Stewart.
And then you just gotta find an open space, right? So again, we're just gonna go with the V-rip, be solid, make sure you get open. Stewie, wait, because Hamby is trying to stay in cover. So Aaliyah, you gotta go find her body, right? She gonna wait for you. You gotta go find her body. And if she pops and they switch on the pop, Stewie, drive to a post, right? Do not settle. Everybody stay aggressive, and we got to rebound, all right? Got to rebound. Come on. That's what it is, right? Hamby is going where? Right hand, left hand under. Be solid, right? Everybody be solid. Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, here's a look again. Yeah, I don't think this will be overturned, only because Burrell was continuing to move and take Stewart off her path, so she didn't have set position, and she didn't have any type of room. I didn't see any extension with the arm or the forearm by Stewart. I have a hard time thinking this will be changed.
Hey, Hamby's going where? I want to quiz you.
Right hand, left hand under. I was going to say, in real time, you're watching and seeing the continued learning of scouting reports, the discipline of that, tendencies of player, what that looks like, and we've talked to a handful of players, how that varies from the 5-on-5 game versus 3-on-3. And I also think some newness of what players look like playing this game. Take another look. So watch Burrell continues moving into Stewart and into the line of the drive where Burrell hadn't established position. So again, we'll see what the officials decide, but I think this call will stand. I also, the first part of Phil Handy talking with Aaliyah Edwards is such a critical part of this being a game within a game, and 3-on-3, how much the ball screens met, just the timing of that, and her talking about the timing of when Aaliyah Edwards is coming up to Stewart. Angles of that, all of those details make such a big difference. Yeah.
Ruling on the floor has been confirmed. The blocking foul.
Yeah, and again, you see the arm of Stewart, it stayed within her own body. This is a big shift, though. This is a big shift for an opportunity for the Mist to put themselves in within 5 of that winning score.
Blanca Burns, the crew chief, makes the call. Mist trailed by 1 at the end of 3. Stewart, cash money at the line. Now 4 for 4, 25 points, 10 rebounds. She's got 3 double-doubles in 5 unrivaled games. Agumbawale, shifty. Missed the 3. Rebound, Edwards. What a game for Aaliyah Edwards. They've got 3 on 2. Edwards lays it home. 14 for Edwards to match her unrivaled season high.
Patience by Vandersloot on the break.
Burrell, hard cut off the screen. Side out of bounds. Foul is on Vandersloot, her 4th. First on Mist as a club in this untimed 4th quarter. A 9-0 run by Mist. 3 points away from winning the game. Phil Handy riding the momentum of this trio right now as Hamby scores. A three-pointer or an and one potentially wins it for Mist.
I think Edwards denied her a little too far out that allowed that backdoor by Hamby.
Vandersloot on the drive, 1 point away. 8 points for Vandersloot. Mist is itching for victory. And another whistle. It's away from the ball on the switch by Howard, or excuse me, on Stewart of Mist. Just her second. 12-second shot clock for Vinyl, needing 9 points to win the game. Crowd is amped up for Mist, one of the fan favorite teams for the season. Enrique for 3. And foul underneath. Aaliyah Edwards. Now they're starting to add up for Mist. That's 3 team fouls. Once you exceed 4, you go to the line. An elongated shift defensively and offensively for Vinyl.
We got another on Aaliyah Edwards.
Foul on Aaliyah Edwards, her 4th.
I think Phil Handy, is he challenging this one?
I believe so. The assist of the game is presented by State Farm.
Hey, the main thing.
Well, this shouldn't surprise you. One of the old-timers, Courtney Vandersloot, coming away. She probably had a couple assists of the game. This one was a beauty, the little wraparound underneath the basket to Aaliyah Edwards. Talked about a big game by Edwards, and a lot of that is her being the beneficiary of Vandersloot's excellent passing.
Hey, we can. You got your ISO, you don't want the pocket, you keep getting downhill. Lee, make sure you clear all the way to the corner, right? Come on, one stop in the bucket. Let's go, together, 1, 2, 3.
So not a coach's challenge, folks. It's an away from the play review. It's not away from the play, so they just confirmed that. So side out, 4 team fouls on Mist.
Confirmed as a regular foul, not away from the play foul.
Winning score is 76. Mist has 75. 0-4 start for this ball club. Howard, a deep 3. Rebound Edwards in the hands of the second all-time leader in assists, Vandersloot. Looking to make a move. Edwards for the win. Let it rain, baby. We're talking Mist. First win of the season.
Aaliyah Edwards, her name was said a lot here tonight on the broadcast. Big smile, and for good reason. She has continued to impress and improve her play and how she's gotten comfortable. And what another assist for Courtney Vandersloot to find a hot hand as Edwards extends her range. As just steps right into that baseline jumper. Critical winning bucket, and what a line for Edwards. 16 points. 9 assists for Courtney Vandersloot. Great collective effort by this Mist team to get their first win.
Edwards was 8 of 9 from the floor, only missed 1 shot. 13-2 run for Mist in the 4th. The team captain, the co-founder, she's got a dub. She's with Allie LaForce.
Well, Stewie, how big is that feeling of relief, finally getting that first win under your belt?
Oh my gosh, getting out of that donut, getting a win, we're really excited. We appreciate you guys so much for continuing to show up every single weekend, so thank you guys. And now we just need to continue to build that momentum.
You are a co-founder, a leader, a veteran. How did you keep your team's mentality just above water until you finally saw this one go through?
We continue to have fun. You know, we're here to get better. We're here to lead the players, make sure that we continue to have more and more opportunities. And shout out to my team, because when you're 0-4, it's tough, but we continue to show up, we continue to grind, and here we are, and we're going to be ready for Monday now.
Lastly, that entire matchup was a one-possession game. I mean, it was neck and neck until they put that winning score on the clock, and then you guys took it to another level. Where'd you go?
Well, the winning score didn't go in our favor like 4 times, so we were ready for it this time. We wanted to make sure that we came out and we did all the things and got stops defensively. Shout out to Lee for hitting that shot, Sloot getting downhill, and just really proud of my team.
Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
25 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals for the co-founder, the champion, Brianna Stewart. Final score, missed with its first win, defeating Vinyl 77-67. For Ali LaForce, Sarah Kustok, and our entire team, I'm Brendan Glasheen. We've got another game coming up. Stay with us after the break as we look ahead to the Laces and Rose.
Welcome back to Miami, Florida. I'm Ali LaForce. The latest edition of Unrivaled Unlocked will air after Game 2, so let's take a sneak peek.
Even with all the fun and games, Lunar Owl's guard, Courtney Williams, always makes sure to keep the main thing the main thing.
What up, gang?
What up, though?
Yeah.
That mic.
This is my workout plan. So every day, my trainer from back in Minnesota, she sent me a workout schedule. So I'm just following the workout plan.
Strength, resistance, calisthenics, sure. But her trainer never says she couldn't swap out the light weights for a little laughter.
And that's it for me. That's it. That's it. She don't give me, it's 2 sets. So it used to be 3 sets, but she busted down to 2 sets because we playing games now. And we work out every day. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
These 2 months in Miami aren't just a chance to play in the off-season at home in the States. It's an opportunity to improve their game and to move the sport forward by using Connexon chips to track performance data, load management, and other analytics.
So we've got our Connexon chips for each club. Each player has their own chip that they wear in their waistband, and we just track their load monitoring throughout practice and games. As players come off, they just put their chips up. As they go out, we get them chipped up and ready to go, so we can track how far they run, how many jumps they get, their overall workload. It also is great for return to play to make sure that the athletes are prepared back and play games.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. After getting her body right, it's time for Courtney to get her game tight. Onto the court.
Well, there you go. We love the Access Unrivaled Unlocked airs tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on TruTV. All right, coming up next from Miami, game 2 of the night, the Laces versus the Rose. Right after the break.
Let's go!
Let's play game 2 of our doubleheader here in Miami. It's Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. 4-1 Laces, suffering its first loss last night, and Rose at 1-4. Inside the Wayfair Arena, we are in for a treat. These teams just met on Monday, and they're going to battle once again. Brendan Glasheen, Sarah Kustok, Allie LaForce will join us on the sidelines, A 71-64 win for the Laces. To get that win, it was a long fourth quarter. They were scrapping and clawing for that victory. Physicality really stood out in that game.
Oh, without a doubt. 11 lead changes. It was back and forth. You had said it, but such a huge part of it was how much that these two teams showed their level of compete by that physical play, attacking the basket, getting downhill. They have got players that like that type of contact, can finish through it, but you saw throughout the duration of the game, especially with a player like Kayla McBride, who was excellent. She came away with 31 points in that matchup. And then last night, despite the loss to the Owls, just a special performance in how effective and efficient she was. 26 points, 6 of 8 from 3. And it has been so much fun to watch her throughout the course of this Unrivaled season, not only because of the moxie and the grit, but the production has been off the charts.
Here are our starting lineups. No surprise, McBride joins Tiffany Hayes, who in that matchup with Rose scored 24 points and logged 11 rebounds. She took 24 shots in that game. Was on the floor, going to the rack. Glad to see she's okay. Back out there on the second night of the back-to-back. Dolson at center, and for Rose, Gray and Copper. That duo shot just 6 for 26 on Monday, held to 17 points as a duo. See if they can get it going offensively out there, of course, with Angel Reese at center.
It's time to tip.
4-1 Laces, 1-4 Rose. Chelsea Gray still pacing Unrivaled in assists at 5.8 per game. Copper wheeling around the action, driving left side. Dolson with the disruption at the basket.
And you mentioned that with Copper, there's been so much defensive focus on her because of the scorer she is. You know, she could play it at both ends of the floor, so it's going to be interesting to continue to watch what the Laces do and how they throw things at her, given Chelsea Gray's orchestration.
Blanca Burns is our crew chief, Jacob Budnick our referee, Andrew Costas our umpire. For Rose, without Brittany Sykes, second straight game with a right leg injury, and Alyssa Thomas misses her third straight game with a right leg injury. It's her first foul of the game. This one's on Rose. Hayes works around the ball screen, slipping back to her right on the drive. Copper with the full swat, and Reese on the other end missed the lay. Tiffany Hayes slow to get back up. She was motivated to see this team again.
Well, she was. A big part of that was the physical play, and she's probably feeling it there now. Shrugs her shoulders as the possession went from one end to the other before she was able to get up.
Gray, yes. Laces still the top defensive team in Unrivaled. Knocked off 75-73 against Lunar Owls. Dolson tees one up. Climbing the ladder, Kalia Copper. Bringing down 5.8 boards a game. Makes the jumper, looking for Reese. And a turnover.
And those are the things to get used to. I know when we talked to Chelsea Gray earlier last week, she said, I'll take turnovers and I'll eat turnovers because people have to get used to my passing. And part of that would be a player like Angel Reese, or the pass you just saw from Copper, and just everyone getting used to one another and how you want to play.
Copper super excited about her Philadelphia Eagles being in the Super Bowl. It's a bye week in the NFL, but no bye here in Unrivaled. Kick pass, Gray, got them all. It's a long two, and a foot on the line. 2 minutes into this opening quarter. Kayla McBride. Delivery to Dolson. Flip shot, no good. Pushed up ahead to Chelsea Gray. Asserting herself. Fall away jumper. Hayes an 0 for 2 start. Lines up a 3, in and out. Reese brings the ball up. Dolson late to center feet, but blocked at the rim. Stephanie Dolson, the big, run on the floor, rewarded for it. 6 on her tongue. He's a little tired after that sequence.
I waited on that. What a possession, though, and a feed by Hayes.
McBride got a hand Send in, deflection, 5 to shoot for Copper as she settles down, waltzing into the half court, pulls up.
Dolson does all the little things. Even a block out like that. We saw the block prior.
She really does, and Dolson knows that. Of course, Kalia Copper knows that. Teammates on the 2021 Chicago Sky Championship team. You got Azurá Stevens in this game as well. Candace Parker and Courtney Vandersloot were pretty good complementary pieces to that team too.
To say the least. Shouts to Allie Quigley, my fellow Blue Demon, who is here.
Yeah.
In the house at Wayfair Arena.
Here's your latest standings here at Unrivaled. Midway point now of week 3. 3 games in. We've got this game and then 2 more on Monday night on TNT. Laces 1 game back. We teased Lunar Owls and Laces don't meet again until February 22nd. But again, folks, this is the first game in which we're seeing teams face each other again in this schedule build. They faced each other, though, on Monday. McBride twerking with the dribble. Pulls up. That release is so quick.
Beautiful, beautiful to watch.
0 for 2 now from the floor, and Copper is fouled at the rim.
Foul on Tiffany Hayes, her first.
It's on Hayes, her first. Jackie Young is set to check in. Here she comes. How about Jackie the other night in her debut? 12 points, had 9 in the 4th quarter.
Well, first, that was such an exceptional game between the Owls, the Laces, 2 undefeated teams, back and forth, what it looked like in that final period and getting to the winning score. But you said it, and she eased her way into the game, got herself comfortable, and then was just the Jackie Young we have seen throughout the course of her career there in the 4th.
I love how Chelsea Gray is guarding her teammates in Las Vegas. Gray keeping up. Off-balance jumper by Young. Tips the ball to Martin, out to McBride. Eventually protected by Copper. 6 even here. Stevens, the catch and finish. Here in a commercial-free first quarter on TruTV.
Oh, pistol. Yeah, my bad. Pistol, step.
Just a delay of game.
Step.
Andrew Wade is very excited to be back out there. I mean, he looked at it like this. We lost the game last night. The beauty of a back-to-back, get right back out there and wash that loss away to Lunar Owls. McBride puts the hands up. Gray enters to Stevens. Martin shows double. Stevens, it don't matter. She was superb on Friday, 19 points, and she's doing it again in this game.
Yes, she was. And a big part of that was just an assertiveness.
McBride with the left-handed scoop.
And some of that was her creating for herself, getting downhill. But you see now the chemistry between her and Chelsea Gray. And sometimes I hesitate to even say that because I feel like Chelsea Gray has chemistry with everyone because she tosses you open, makes plays, puts you in the right positioning to find success and find baskets. But it really came to fruition for Stevens last night.
Turnover by Rose, and the guilty party is Copper for reaching in on Martin.
Kayla McBride just turns the corner there. There's a nice play. Stevens gets caught looking at that action, and McBride finds an open baseline. And for a shooter and a scorer like Kayla McBride, gets her first basket, sees one go through.
Nola Henry said we got to go back to the drawing board. It's as simple as that. Used the word to us the other day, though, about discipline, and I think that carries into any team they face. For Laces, 5 of the 9 turnovers in the 3rd quarter against Lunar Owls, and that was a quarter that did them in. Andrew Wade's club only scored 15 points.
Do it down here, I can see that.
Good to see Lexi Hull out there. Joined by Gray and Stevens, the 3 for Laces, Martin, McBride, and Young. Pass goes off the backboard by Gray. Jackie Young pushes pace. McBride through the contact, plus a foul.
Smooth, and Stevens even pinched in just a little bit, looking like she might help and dig down. McBride keeps it on the right, scoops it through. She's so strong with her movements. It was interesting when we got a chance to talk with Kate Martin and just what she's learned and seen out of so many different players. Obviously, having played her first year in the WNBA last season, and she said, Kayla McBride, she said, I asked her about her shooting, about what she's done. She said it's all about footwork, and you could tell in her movements off the catch, how she practices it, the work that she pours in, because I think we so often look at the shoulders and the quickness of the release, all those other things up top.
Gray with the score to put Rose up 12-11. Well, and other coaches here, Nola Henry, for example, is an assistant coach in the WNBA. Andrew Wade, same case. But some of the player development coaches here on site, you're learning more of those intricacies. I mean, folks might watch a shooter and just assume it's about where the ball comes out, but the footwork
and
aspects.
That's the awesome part of all of this is they get to do that. They get to work on that, and whether it's with these coaches, with players, with each other, and then implement it in live game action. And something when we spoke with Phil Handy, so that's the beauty of all of this, is everyone's here together. So you're combining both of those things, and the things that you're working on within your own game, then you could not just simulate it, but simulate it in live game action. And there's nothing that can replicate that and how you're continuing to grow and work on those type of things, and you see it here.
That feeling when each of your players has committed the foul. And Rose is over the limit. So Martin's at the line, one worth two. Martin now 3 for 4 on the year. 36 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. It's commercial free here on TruTV. Hall operating. Hayes low stance, another ace versus ace, but the lace has got it. Bounce entry, nice pass. (17 to 12). Gray fires, got it. 2 seconds for Young, hoists it up. Laces trying to get back on track. Lost its first game yesterday. Great teamwork there between Hayes and the other Vegas guards from this past year. An 11-4 run to close the quarter. You're watching Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. DraftKings is an official partner of Unrivaled, and new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app and use promo code BANKSHOT when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. There's the crown at midcourt over Unrivaled. Here on TruTV, presented by our fine friends at Samsung Galaxy. 1 quarter in, Laces leading Rose 17-14. Brendan Glasheen, Sarah Kustok, and Allie LaForce.
Chelsea.
Leading by Hayes. Absorbs contact so well. Laces boast the top defense in the league, and that was on display. Turning Rose over a few times. They picked up a lot of fouls. Stevens doing her thing on the block.
And where they struggle, though, is so much predicated on defense is that three-point shooting, though, both in efficiency and volume, and sometimes that's where it gets them when it comes down to finding wins.
Dolson faked the triple. McBride feeds it. Dolson. Travel by Dolson. And there's the first turnover for Laces, so a mistake-free first. And Andrew Wade harped on that in our discussion with him today.
It matters, especially since you had forced some turnovers for Rose, 4 in that first quarter. That's a nice defensive. We're talking a lot about the defensive Rose possession by Lexi Hull.
On the board, Hull is now up to minutes over 8 per game. Was held to very minimal action in the first weekend and then had a breakout performance last Saturday with 19. McBride guarded tightly by Stevens, 3 to shoot. Hayes climbing inside. Reese comes up with the rebound. 5th rebound for Reese. Hull off the mark. Stevens. Reese on the putback. Her 7th rebound, and Reese has her first points. Jackie Young is back in the mix now for Laces. She's with Allie LaForce.
Well, Jackie, thanks for speaking with me during game action. It's been a tough offensive game for both teams. Nobody's hit a 3 yet. What's your focus offensively for your squad?
Yeah, I think just getting stops on the defensive end so that we can get into what we want to get on offense. But, I mean, you know, we're both playing a back-to-back, so it could be legs a little bit. But we'll find our rhythm, you know, and make shots going into the second quarter.
What's it like having to face Chelsea Gray as an enemy and not a teammate?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, you know. I actually guarded her my first few years in the league whenever she was with the Sparks. So just being able to be out here and play against her is fun, you know. We obviously play on the same team, so being able to play against each other is fun. And, you know, we're just both 2 competitors. So, yeah, just looking forward to going at it.
We'll let you hop back in the huddle. Thanks so much for your time, Jackie. Yeah.
Great to see Jackie Young back out there. Has 3-on-3 experience with Team USA.
Angel, you're here. Go set it away for Z. Can you curl to the rim? Is it an easy layup to the rim? If not, Angel, just come right back for Lexi. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a ball screen. You can pitch it. You can also pitch it. If you don't want to come off the ball screen, just pitch it. Just come off with pace. That's all it is. Pace and tempo. Pace and tempo. But really good momentum there. Keep it up. Let's go.
Here we go. Defense.
Defense. 1, 2, 3. Defense. We ain't hear you. We ain't hear you.
Well, that's on you.
We ain't hear you. We ain't hear you.
Yes. Hey, coming down, let's go open blast. Let's go open blast, open blast.
Okay, good stuff from the coaches. Nola Henry, longtime assistant coach in the WNBA. New stop in Dallas. Andrew Wade, half a dozen years in Washington. It's a good chess match there between 2 coaches working their way through the ranks. The 2 youngest coaches in Unrivaled. Nola is 31 years old, and I still can't believe Andrew Wade's only 27.
Someone checked his driver's license. Does he have one? Let us see your government ID, Andrew.
And by the way, we've talked to Andrew. He's aware of this too. Okay, even the players can't believe he's that young. So not speaking out a lot.
Everyone, all the coaches have done a tremendous job.
Yes.
It's fun too to listen to the players and just talking about how they're getting used to coaching styles.
Right beyond their years. Stevens in traffic somehow got it to go. Azari Stevens working hard in the post. 10 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. Barreling inside, it's Hayes. 4:21. A 10-2 run moments ago by Rose. We had a long way to go in this season, but that was a desperation start for them to this quarter. Understanding a 1-4 start. Mist got its first win earlier today, so they're tied in the basement.
I think Andrew Wade's trying to say that Rose didn't have possession to be able to call a timeout, that it was more of a tie-up here in this circumstance. That was a very good defensive play by Tiffany Hayes.
I didn't call it. I mean, they're coming down on her hands every single time. She hasn't got one call down there. That's all. That's all. Tip, you need one? Matt, you get tip. Get tip. Hey, we gotta play hard. I feel like we're not playing hard right now, all right? Go out there and fucking compete. Play with each other, all right? Communicate. Let's go. Bases on 3. 1, 2, 3.
You know something too, Sarah? I think we're finding out more and more about Coach Wade and his confidence level. Because he said from day one, this group's made it easy for me, because it's been well documented. The Laces, when you add up all their years of experience, they've played almost 400 more games than any other team. But you can feel the confidence coming from Coach Wade now.
Coach Wade, but that's where I think from everyone, it was that feel-out process early on and kind of figuring out what things look like, allowing the players to have their voices, a collaborative atmosphere.
Nice shot there by Martin.
And then at some point, then players in week 2, okay, more accountability, how do things look, and the coaching staff then implementing exactly what they see.
Reese, nice catch. Hall found her on the slip. Well, Angel Reese missed a couple of bunnies early. Now she's bounced back a bit. Stevens with the poster block. 3 on the other end. In and out. Rebound, Reese. Muscles up. No. And a foul. Angel Reese is approaching double-digit boards here in the first. They'll give her 2 more right there. It's 11 rebounds for Reese, including 4 offensive in this first half.
And even before the shots going up, she's getting position. It's been a tough matchup for McBride to have to block her out. And when those shots have been missed for a Rose team that's looking for efficiency, especially from the 3-point line, there has been availability of some second chance opportunities.
We know those matter. Rebounding matters. Rose leading by 5. And with no Alyssa Thomas for Laces, how do they continue without her? Remember, she was out Monday when these teams faced each other, and the Laces scraped by.
And still no Brittany Sykes, though, and I know it's not the same, but no Brittany Sykes this time around tonight for Rose.
Step through by Hull. Reese catapults for it, feeds Copper. And the foul on the floor before the shot.
And that's with all things, that's what I think we're starting to see from all of these teams. And you don't have Alyssa Thomas, get back Jackie Young. It's everyone kind of figuring out what things look like, because no team here in this building is going to feel sorry for you if they're the opponent.
Unrivaled on TruTV is brought to you by Great Taste, 96 calories, Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. 3:05, Barbie, 13 rebounds this first half. Just plopping boards like she's getting them off the dollar menu.
You're loving it, huh?
I mean, come on, it's not a deal with McDonald's. That's really cool.
It's very cool. It's very cool. What's your favorite item?
Oh, for me? Sarah, I don't want to distract the audience. I could spend the rest of the quarter about what I want at McDonald's.
Okay.
I'm trying to be good.
Talk about that post-game.
The barbecue bacon QPC. The Angel Reese special. No Alyssa Thomas tonight, so that's allowed Reese to be a little more dominant, I think, on the glass, right? Because Thomas is just such a force.
There are so many things an opponent can do when Alyssa Thomas is not playing, because as your point, whether it's on the glass, you look at the pace, you're looking at how she facilitates. Alyssa Thomas, and you're familiar watching her as much as anyone, she touches every part of the game and the aspects of it. But I think that's where whether you want to call it fun or interesting, the chess match for coaches, how you continue to fill some of those gaps and fit the pieces, because no one's going to replace a player like AT.
All dipsy-do, nearly dropped it. But going to the line, one worth two. Fouls on Dolson, her second. Laces has a team with 3. Let's say the foul is on the floor. Side out for Rose. Hull, Copper, Reese, the trio for Nola Henry. For the Laces, Kate Martin, Jackie Young, and Stephanie Dolson. Young and Dolson were teammates at those Tokyo Olympics in 3-on-3 basketball. So there's some chemistry there. We've seen a bunch of different patterns now for Jackie, just 2 games into her unrivaled stint. Martin couldn't bank it home. Box out, board by Reese, the outlet pass. Thing of beauty. Goggles on for Angel. After a rough start, she missed a couple of bunnies. She's fully engaged.
That's a run by Copper, too. Jackie Young trying to stay with her in a good rip and then finish.
Copper with 3 personal fouls. As we come up on 2 minutes to go in the first half. Rose by 7. Aggressive rebound by Copper. KFC hanging in traffic for 2. It's the Copper we know and have come to love. 6 points on 2 of 5 shooting. Young, no look to Dolson. That fourth quarter the other night, despite the loss, for Laces Basketball Club, a good sign that Young is starting to get her feet wet and feeling herself a bit.
You can tell. And that's part of that game action.
Hall drains a tray. Yet, a 10-point lead for Rose. Laces in all 5 of its games have determined the winning score. Down 10 right now.
Getting stops, getting runouts.
Reese hammers Hayes on the arm. Just the 3rd on Angel Reese. They're going to get Hull for the foul. Before Reese came in late.
There's that pass by Angel Reese. Quick get ahead over the top.
Great look by our crew. How she released the ball too, like she didn't fully rip it.
She saw that flash. She said, I know I got to get it ahead. And that's too with the spacing on the floor, the tempo. We heard Nola Henry talking about that in a timeout.
It was a dime.
You know you got room over the top.
Pro Bowl games are in Orlando, right? They're doing those passing combines. That was pretty good. McBride just picked up her 3rd. Now both teams have 4 team fouls. Rose was over the limit in the first. 6 fouls called on Laces, 9 against Rose. Gray's back in the game, can take it under a minute here. Gray lob it. Reese with one hand tried to push it home. Under a minute now. Tip Hayes on the rollout. How about Rose holding McBride to just 5 points? Reese claps her hands and reaches in with the foul. Oh, she just got teed up.
So I didn't see the reaction of Tiffany Hayes as she's now standing in front of her.
I think Reese was gesturing towards Hayes, and maybe the official thought it was to him.
I think Angel Reese was just tossed.
Well, there's our first unrivaled ejection. Already without Brittany Sykes, Rose has 4 players for the rest of this game.
So Kayla McBride shooting for that technical. She got 2 shots?
2 shots. Each worth 1. Wow, that escalated quickly. Listen to this place.
Look, it's a competitive atmosphere. That you know, Nola Henry talking to the officials.
It's okay. It's a win. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. That's what
I think I think that will be part of the process of establishing how you were officiating things. The escalation of the competitiveness, the talking, things of that nature. I think that's still a work in progress. So this is after the interaction of the foul when Reese was waving off Tiffany Hayes upon the foul. So I'm not sure if those two had dialogue prior to that.
Now, we can't determine exactly what was done to escalate it to have her thrown out of the game. 35-30. Reese ejected, 4 players for Rose, the rest of the way. Final minute of the second quarter. Gray on the fall away. Azurée Stevens is going to have to play large the rest of the night. Jackie Young for 3. Answers on the other end for Laces. Well, now I'm really fascinated by the momentum switch. Who gets the edge? Copper.
There's going to be a lot of emotions played in this one, and that's what you love to see.
Hayes wants to burst the other way, absorbing contact as she always does. Lays it in. Now the shot making is electric right now. Shot clock is off for Rose, leading by 5. Chelsea Gray carving out space. McBride is called for a foul.
Foul on Kayla McBride.
That's her 4th.
Officials are reviewing the play.
I'm not sure if they're reviewing this because of a challenge or because of an upgrade.
I don't know if she fell.
Yeah, the officials, there's an official review. They're going to go take a look at this, but no challenge of any sort. Maybe a chance for an upgrade to Sarah's point.
Which I don't think there should be or necessarily was. We'll have to take another look at it. And we started this game talking about the physical play in that matchup on Monday. These are competitive players. They've been going out one another. There's been a lot of chippiness throughout. And we'll see how that continues to translate, knowing that you still have another half left and a handful of players that are a little bit of foul trouble given how early it still is in this one.
Tiffany Hayes just took a journey down to the locker room, so without Alyssa Thomas already, now Lace is down to 4 players, and Brittany Sykes inactive today for Rose. And if you're just joining in, moments ago, Angel Reese was ejected for the game, picked up 2 technical fouls. nuts. Blanca Burns is our crew chief. Jacob Budnick, our referee. Andrew Casas, the umpire. They've got their hands full. I don't think these officials are getting a rose from one of these teams and being called one of the soulmates.
Yeah, I don't know if there feels like there's a lot of love right now on the floor.
We're good. You got 10.
Okay, this was a timing issue. They wanted to find out if the foul occurred before the clock hit 0. So no circumstance of upgrading the call to a potential flagrant. So it's 1 free throw worth 2. Gray knocks it down. She's now 7 for 7 on the year. 7-point lead for Rose. Indy Young did not get it up in time. Well, fully loaded, 14 minutes. Tiffany Hayes is injured. We'll find out her status. Angel Reese ejected. And we got ourselves a good one, a 7-point game. Unrivaled halftime, presented by Ford. Coming up when we come back to Miami.
Unrivaled Halftime is brought to you by Ford. Built Ford proud.
Back here in Miami, let's take a look at our first half summary. Rose controlling the glass, plus 11 in that first half, much in part to Angel Reese, 15 rebounds, but ejected from the game. It's a 7-point lead for Rose at recess, and Lace is trying to bounce back from a loss, and for Rose, trying to get back in the win column as we welcome you back courtside, getting set for the second half and getting you regrouped. Brendan Glasheen and Sarah Kustok, so a lot there to unpack from that first half of action.
Yeah, it was a fun half, I think, for all of us viewers and those who are watching as fans. The chippiness, the physicality, and the emotions running high. You can understand how badly both of these teams want to win. There's probably a level of sense of urgency and also refinement that they can play with in their attention to detail, taking care of the basketball, all those things. But I'm interested to see how this plays out without Angel Reese on the floor. The impact that she has, but also the emotional will that it might bring her teammates, and also some of that competitive drive for Oasis team, who was coming off of a very tough, close loss last night, their first loss of the season. How do they now respond here in the second? Not quite looking like themselves in that first half.
And Rose is already without Brittany Sykes, so for the remainder of the game, it's going to be 4 players available. Lexi Hull coming off the bench. Azare Stevens has to assert herself in the middle, and then for Lace is already without Alyssa Thomas, and who knows with Tiffany Hayes. Allie's going to find out more. Hayes went to the locker room at the tail end of that first half, so for Lace's second night of a back-to-back, you're already playing a bit banged up. They're trying to survive here too.
Yeah, and I think for both of these teams, too, the understanding of how you're going to play regardless of who's on the floor with the personnel. Tiffany Hayes is a player who does such a great job getting downhill. We know her game, the quickness that she presents and brings to the table, with how that really loosens up a defense and opens up the offense. She was doing that here in this first half. So her not only availability but presence and what that looks like is going to be very impactful here in the second half.
Okay, so Laces and Rose in the middle of a highly contested battle here. What about for Rose? Where do they find options? Of course, conditioning is going to be a huge part of this. Already playing on the second night of a back-to-back, and you've got 4 players.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, but they also have got some very key players. So looking at how that will run with Chelsea Gray, with Kalia Copper, they've got some veteran presence. They've got those who bring a lot of activity to the table. So it's not that they don't have that type of talent and ability to perform, but I do think it's a balance of what does the pace look like, and how are you able to dictate that in a way that you're still flowing into your offense and running the ways you want to, but in some ways reserving that energy that you need at different moments.
All right, we will step aside and get right back here to Miami at the Wayfair Arena here at Media Pro. They're jamming out here at Sephora, and we'll be right back. Keys for a comeback are brought to you by Icy Hot, the official topical paint partner of Unrivaled. Sarah, what do we got?
For the Laces, 3-point improvement. They have struggled from that area. Just 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. Force the pace. We know that Rose now are shorthanded with the ejection of Angel Reese, and so you want to make sure to run as much as possible for the Rose. Be big! You know the presence that Reese brought on the inside, on the glass. You got to continue to find ways to fill some of those gaps. More Leah Copper. Copper has taken just 6 shots, and she's such an important factor in how this team will look to manufacture offense. Does it on both ends of the floor, but she's a player that I think you got to continue to feed at an even greater rate.
A lot of energy in those first 14 minutes, but a lot to unpack from the coaches and how the teams are feeling out of the locker room. For more on that, let's go to Allie LaForce.
I spoke with Coach Henry right after the Angel Reese ejection when they were going into the half. She said, it will calm us down. We will stop trying to talk to the refs and playing into the hands of the call. I want to use this as momentum, she told me. She said Angel was doing an outstanding job rebounding. She had 15 of the team's 24 rebounds, so somebody else has to pick that up. She said this is just one half. As for Coach Wade, he said the 2 main things that he focused on a half was rebounding and making shots. That simple. I asked if he can use the Reese ejection as motivation. He said, yes, now that Angel is out, we have to get out and run. I did ask if Tiffany Hayes can play. He said, we will see. Guys.
Okay, Allie, thank you. So at the moment, we know 4 players are available for each team. Alyssa Thomas injured for Laces. Brittany Sykes out for Rose. You have the Reese ejection for Rose, and then the questionable return of Tiffany Hayes. Jackie Young is fouled.
Foul on Azuré Stevens, her second.
You know, Young just made her debut last night. Lower body injury keeping her out the first 2 weekends.
And you hate to see anyone on the floor, but with that being said, especially with the look of pain on her face and being on the ground for this long of time.
She bounces back up.
Jackie Young will shoot 1 shot for 2 points.
6-year pro out of Notre Dame, Jackie Young. Kayla McBride available for Laces.
See a lot of warm-up suits, quarter zips, and pants there on the bench. Not a lot of available players for either team, and so this is really gut check time, knowing too how important it is in having a lead heading into that final period.
Gray pulls up. Stevens once more on the offensive glass. 8 offensive rebounds for Rose, and Azuré Stevens has 16.
And Stevens is going to be an important part of that presence inside.
Kate Martin couldn't bank it home. Stevens is such a Swiss Army knife. Teammates with Ka Copper in Chicago to win a championship. That time it's Copper to the rack. Bride is at the scorer's table. The lone reserve available right now for Laces. Jackie Young tees up a 3 and connects. 8-point game. Copper no, follows her own shot and lays it in.
The offensive glass has been a big factor for Rose. A lot of that is Reese.
On the other end, Copper is drilled by Dolson. Ka Copper, 13 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Just a much more efficient day for Ka Copper, and they need that. She's down as Dolson committed her 3rd foul.
And this is such an interesting matchup. We talk about both these teams being shorthanded, but just stylistically, where their strengths are, how they're trying to take advantage of a team's weakness. I think the big one here is you hope that Ka Copper is feeling okay and still able to stay in this one. The 10-point lead for Rose. Copper's getting her legs and gingerly walking, but still here on the floor. It has been the 3-point line, I think, for the Laces. They're a team that shoots 39% from 3. As you see the foul right there, just trips on Dolson. Dolson gets her across the forearm.
taking a look for a potential flagrant foul.
Yeah, I have a hard time thinking that. She got her across the arms was the initial foul. And then the reason for the fall was a trip over the legs of Dolson, which I certainly don't think was intentional.
Hey, shit's gonna get crazy. You gotta make sure it cracks the glass. That's the only thing. Let's check, yeah.
After review, it's been ruled a common foul.
Okay, ruling on the floor, common foul. So a pretty brief review by our crew, led by crew chief Blanca Burns, Jacob Budnick, Andrew Casas.
I felt that way, and the Copper did take a hard fall on that, but I don't think it was based on there being anything extra with that foul at the basket.
This free throw worth 2. Copper drains it up to her season average of 15 points a night. Largest lead for Rose, 12 points. Copper gets a breather. Now she's heading down to the tub. Okay then. Then there were 3. For now. McBride switching to her left, denied by Hall, but McBride stuck with it. I mean, Kayla McBride has really been held in check today. Rose has checked that box.
She has, and think about if you can get her going. Not only just putting up points, they keep bringing back to it, the fact that the Laces are 2 of 11 from 3. That is very uncharacteristic, and give credit, though, to Rose, how they're playing defense on them. But if that can shift, that's how you can quickly get yourself back into this one, looking at a double-digit deficit.
Stevens pulls it back, no. Offensive board, Hull. 10 offensive rebounds for the Rose Basketball Club. Dolson slings it up to Martin as we come up on 4 to play in the third. Martin for 3. Laces, in the 5 games they've played so far, this is game 6. They've determined the winning score. That's in jeopardy right now. Stevens on the beautiful slip from Gray.
Pass by Gray. I think she got a little bit of a push there too by Dolson. Turned around and looked and said, hey, and end up on the ground for no reason.
Brittany Sykes chopping film from the sideline. Dolson answers with the triple. Laces hanging around. Jackie Young is set to check in next whistle as Gray pounces in the paint. Chelsea Gray. Foul down on the floor. It's on Dolson. The 4. 3:24 to go in the third. 9-point game. You're watching Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Thank you to Miller Lite for being the official beer sponsor of Unrivaled. 9-point deficit for Laces. Andrew Wade is the head coach. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Hey, point X, point X, point X, 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 X. Red everything, red everything. Wall up, wall up, wall up. Good job, Mac, good job, Mac. With some pace, with some pace, with some pace. Way to battle, way to battle, way to battle. Let's go wide chase, wide chase, wide chase with pace.
And he reactions there, Sarah?
Well, I think just overall for this Laces team, a big part of it is staying composed. And they, as we have mentioned multiple times, had their first defeat last night. They've been dominant throughout the course of this early part of the season, facing a lot of adversity right now, as Azrae Stevens has done a nice job filling in, being aggressive offensively, but that's a big part of it. They've not been in this situation. They have not gone into a fourth period and a final period where they have been down. They have always had that advantage of the winning score, and so this is a different situation for them, and one that they still have a lot of players that can try and cut into this deficit.
McBride for three. That is her first one of the night. Entering this game, Kayla McBride, a solid 50%, beyond solid. Now 22 threes made and a whistle. Chelsea Gray does a full 36-foot sprint in the 72-foot court. Fouls on Chelsea, her second. Perhaps distancing herself before she said something she didn't want to.
Maybe take a look at Kalia Copper on the bench. Brittany Sykes, as we've mentioned, not available. So this has been two clubs that they've had some challenges.
And from Unrivaled Communications, Tiffany Hayes being evaluated for a concussion. She is out for the remainder of the game. So Laces and Rose finish this game with 4 players each. 1.7 on the shot clock for Young, Dolson, and McBride. The trio on the floor for Laces. Kate Martin's on the bench. Dolson catching and drew the foul in just 0.7 seconds on the tip.
That's an excellent out-of-bounds under play there with very little time to get the tip, get off that shot. And a tough break there in that juncture for the Rose because they had bodies covered, but just a good use of the size advantage that Dolson presents on the inside.
This is worth 2 points. 11 points now for Dolson. All 3 Laces starters in double figures. Azrae Stevens with 21 to lead Rose. Chelsea Gray pounds the ball into the floor with 4. Here's the teammates in the summertime. Pull up. Oh, she banked it over Jackie. Long 2 for Chelsea Gray. McBride. Can Young return the favor? Not yet.
Ooh, Chelsea Gray looking first the handles to get off this shot. And okay, a little bit of a head-shaking smile by Jackie Young because Chelsea Gray facing our way. Stuck out her tongue a little big smile, realized she appreciates the Banks Open here on a Saturday night.
That's Lexi Hull's 4th foul. 2 minutes to go in the third. Each team with 4 players. Angel Reese was ejected in the final minute of the first half, picking up her 2nd technical foul in the game. And both techs were in the same sequence of play. Gray, wide open 3 is good!
Miscommunication between Young and McBride. You do not want to leave Chelsea Gray that wide open. That was a big shot given time and score.
Young answers. Seven-point game. Gray sticks with the dribble, shovels out to Stevens. Fouled by Dolson. Rose in position to determine that winning score. It's the 5th foul on Dolson. I mean, I asked you, we had about 40 seconds left in the half, and then all that chaos ensued. Which team would use the ejection of Angel Reese to their advantage? Of course, Laces had an advantage before Hayes got hurt, but Rose has played inspired since that.
Inspired, comfortable, loose, a lot of things. And And I do think, though, you cannot overlook what it is without Tiffany Hayes on the floor. The ability to get downhill, the presence that she presents. We talked about the Laces playing at a faster pace, and that really negates a lot of that with how she plays.
Gray gets by Jackie Young. It's been a fun battle between those two. 17 points now for Gray with 5 assists. Martin turns and connects. Copper just checked in moments ago for Stevens. So a guard-heavy lineup, backdoor pass. Assist number 6 for Gray, and Copper's got 17.
Gray's vision is lethal.
McBride turns the corner and edges it up and in. 15 for Kayla McBride. Track meet. Copper's got 19. The winning score right now would be 79 points, thanks to Rose. Jackie Young handles, picked up her dribble, 4 on the shot clock. Ball's loose, Martin heaves. And a shot clock violation. Of course, Gray would love to push the ball there, but now they got 4.6 Hull to trigger it in. Three seconds for Chelsea Gray. Steps into it from the Samsung logo, fouled, shooting a 3. Oh, Jackie Young got a piece of her.
And you're already looking at a sizable deficit, but this presents a really big shift with 0.5 going into the final period.
This third quarter has been impressive by Rose. This is worth 3 points. Chelsea Gray puts them up 12 to match the largest lead. A half second to go. McBride, baseball pass to Martin. Did she flip it up in time? But she missed it. And for the first time in 6 games, the Laces don't determine the winning score. Rose does. 82 is the winning score. Thanks to Rose, looking to bounce back and get its 2nd win of the season. 71-59. We'll be back to Miami for Unrivaled on TruTV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Roll the tape. Unrivaled on TruTV is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 71-59 at the end of 3. So that means the winning score is 82 points. Rose looks to knock off Laces. It could be the second straight loss for Laces after a 4-0 start. The fourth quarter is commercial free, and it's brought to you by AT&T. Jackie Young hanging in the air. Hall comes up with it. So each club has just 4 players available. Tiffany Hayes being evaluated for a concussion. She is out for the rest of the game. And on the other end, for Rose, Angel Reese was ejected at the end of the first half. Kayla McBride up to 18 points. Copper tight-roping the baseline. A blocking foul on McBride.
And we talk so often, Brendan, about the physical nature of this game, the tax that it puts on these players of the fast pace and the physical play, but also the mental part of it, the mental fatigue that comes from how emotional and competitive this game was, which you love to see, the chippiness, and just how these teams continue to try and get back in a rhythm of what they're looking to do in week 3. And so for the Laces, you keep talking about the tough win last night. What does that look like for response for Rose? Think about how many times we talked to Nola Henry, and she said, we just need to have patience. It's going to come together. And a game like tonight could be one that could be pivotal just for the chemistry and the feel of what this group has put in.
Hall 3 lined it up. Gray sticks with it. How about another chance for Hall? The foul committed by Jackie Young.
Look there, the hustle play, and then Copper just getting McBride across the top of the head on that last possession.
Possibly a take foul there by Young. Still 71-62. Gray for 3, bottoms up.
Chelsea Gray been cooking tonight, both in her scoring and also in how she's facilitated. 7 assists to go along with those 23 points. Just really efficient from the field.
Straight up defense by Hall. Young caused the bump. That's the 5th on Hall. This is getting really fascinating now with just 4 players available on each team. You have Dolson, who's on the bench for Laces. She's got 5. And on the Rose side, Hall's got 5. So in comes Stevens, who's played a ton of minutes in this game tonight because of the Reese ejection. And she's really good.
All those things, but those are the situations and the opportunities and circumstantial things that it's going to present game to game, week to week. These players are up to it. We keep talking about them being some of the best players in the world, and that's exactly what you want to have to face, these challenges, and what that does to help your teams come together.
Chelsea Gray at it again, 25 points. So she's working on a new season high, adding to it. The previous was 21. Jackie Young. Former teammates here. This has been a fun chess match to watch unfold. They're guarding each other. Stevens on the roll, lays it in. Rose within 4 of the winning score. 23 for Stevens. On the flare, it's McBride. Ramming in, foul, Copper. Her 4th.
Foul on the way of Copper, her 4th. Kayla McBride goes to the line.
Well, we're finding out that Laces, despite the fact they've normally led after 3 and they've been very deliberative in those third quarters, they will not give in. This group does not give up.
No.
Even Kayla McBride had a really quiet night.
And I don't think any player here, any team here would. That's a part of it, is working through these challenging times and these certain situations that for both teams, I think, have dealt with it through the course of tonight.
Backdoor, Copper flaring in, no good. Foul on the other end. Kayla McBride, 20-plus points now. 5 of 6 games for Laces. They're going to need her to help rally back on the floor with Dolson and Young. Laces need 13 points to win the game. Rose just 4. Jackie Young fires on the closeout. Chelsea Gray barks something at her, but Young is down. Stevens for 3. It's short. They're playing on with Young on the floor. Count the basket and the foul for Alia Copper.
This is tough to watch because Jackie Young clearly in a tremendous amount of pain. And Chelsea Gray is saying that I didn't touch her feet, so clear concern over what exactly happened.
Jax.
So on the closeout, Jackie Young had contact with Chelsea Gray, and this is just a tough sight right now.
Yeah, just landed very awkwardly. You hear the crowd behind him.
Angel Reese ejected from the game. Picked up a pair of technical fouls for unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the first half. Now it's the entire Laces team and support staff, club coordinator, just watching Jackie Young, hoping she can get up.
They knew how much she poured into making her way back here on the court.
Jackie Young is some power there.
If nothing else, watching her walk out and walk off the floor on her own power, and obviously laboring a little bit, but given the circumstances, all you care about is for her to be okay, and again, how much she poured into getting back on the floor, how happy everyone was to see her back, and you know how physically, emotionally challenging that could be.
Copper looks to add to her total. Missed the free throw. Rose within 2 to win the game. So Dolson picked up her 6th foul, by the way. However, because there's not enough players in the game, she stays out there. Any foul more from her, she picks up a technical foul. Rose can win the game on this trip. Chelsea Gray off the leg of Dolson. And that is in the Unrivaled rule book, because when you have 6 and there's injuries, like Sykes is out, of course, you know, we had Hayes injured, and ejection to Angel Reese in the first half. There's going to be a lot of moving parts, and fouls can add up, so that is one of the things in the rule book. Stevens with 5 seconds tries to win the game for Rose. In the air, no. For Laces, without Thomas, Hayes hurt, Young hurt, just trying to survive this game. As Gray pulls up, knocks down the 3. Rose bouncing back, victorious. New season high for the club, 83 points. Chelsea Gray finishes with 28, a season high. The captain comes through.
The captain comes through. It was a tremendous performance by her in willing this Rose team to a victory, but in some ways bittersweet, I think, for all of these players, understanding the impact of health for everyone. You see good looking three-point shot as Gray had it working here tonight from beyond the arc, 3 of 4 for her 28 points to go along with those 8 assists. Big win for the Rose as they get back into the win column, now their second of the season.
Azurá Stevens has been so consistent for Rose. 23 points on 11 of 18 shooting, 8 rebounds. They needed everything from Azurá Stevens with Reese getting ejected. So here is Allie LaForce with Azurá Stevens.
Well, congratulations on that win. I mean, 3-on-3 is already so physically and emotionally taxing, but then this game didn't even feature enough players to finish at the very end. How did you get through all the physicality, the ups and downs, the ejections, and the injuries?
Yeah, we just stuck together. You know, games are going to have ups and downs, so we just stuck together and pulled the win out.
How are you coming up with the team chemistry needed? I mean, I know that these are players that you don't play with all season long, and every day you've developed more chemistry as a team, but where do you feel that, and happy birthday, by the way. Are you feeling the love in this arena?
Yeah, I am, definitely.
You had an incredible performance on your birthday.
Thank you.
And many more. Congratulations on the win.
29 years old. Happy birthday, Azurá Stevens. Here's the assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Oh, we had plenty to choose from when it comes to Chelsea Gray, the point guard, and she had a beautiful bounce there. It's a Kalia Copper for your winner.
8 assists for Gray. Here's what's coming up. On Monday, we've got more Unrivaled action coverage starting at 7 p.m. Eastern in the studios in Atlanta. Coming your way on TNT, as well as streaming on Max.
It's been fun. A lot more to come.
And for a good Monday slate to take home week 3. Final score in our second game of our doubleheader tonight. Rose with the win to go to 2-4. Laces drop to 4-2, 83-69. For Allie LaForce, Sarah Kustok, and our entire crew, I'm Brendan Glasheen. Thanks for joining us on TruTV. Good night from Miami.